Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Had a Perfect Life. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie and my own idea. Now before continuing this, as for why am I happy? Because from today onwards, I am back on Apollo Chiha officially and a video will be uploaded there soon after a few hours or so of this video being uploaded. So yeah, I will upload a video but on a different time on that channel. Maybe 2 or 3 hours later after this video is uploaded, Apollo Chia will have a new video and a story. I promise to you that. I have already made it, so you don't need to worry about anything. Or me, backing out on my promise. And I hope you enjoy this one as well. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe to both of my channels if you haven't done so. And if you have any recommendations or ideas, you can leave them in the comment section of the both channels. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's stories. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, on a dark night for the whole village. It was October 10th, which was supposed to be a peaceful night, like any other, but it turned into a hellish nightmare for everyone inside Konoha when the strongest Biju known to mankind, known as Kyubi no Yoko, attacked their home. Immediately, the shinobis, as usual, were the first one to rush in to the outer skirts, while the civilians evacuated as fast as they could, because the Biju began to cause destruction and havoc everywhere. Taking the lead was the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who tried his best to lead his men to victory, but even he knew that he was fighting a literal god, and he, or any other of the shinobis, could easily be perished in front of him. All of them now could hope was to try and slow down their eventful death. That was until the fourth Hokage arrived, riding the huge Toad chief from the Toad clan, which was a summoning clan affiliated with Konoha, which even out the odds for some time. As now we see, the Toad was being pushed back, but it gave them a leverage over Kyubi, who was acting like a rampaging, screeching monster and attacking left and right. As now we see that Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, who had also brought his ace up the sleeve, which was an infant child, and placed him in a cradle and began to prepare the next process, which was to make him the Jinchuriki, a human sacrifice to seal away the nine-tailed demon fox within him, stopping it in its tracks and giving the village another chance to survive. As now we see, as soon as Minato was done with the seal, the Kyubi was able to make the Toad poof away. But just in the nick of time, his wife, the Red Death of Konoha, Kushina Uzumaki, arrived at the battlefield. Using the little bit of chakra that she had left, she extended the Uzumaki chains and stopped the Biju from moving at all, giving Minato enough chance to do the hand seals to completion and summon the Shinigami. They were using the sacred seals of the Uzumaki, which was forbidden even amongst them, and even forbidden in Konoha, the Hakai Fuyin. A deal with the Shinigami at the cost of your soul, and in return you can ask Shinigami for any request. And Minato requested the Kyubi to be sealed away within Naruto. As before leaving, Kushina began to do the hand seals of her own, which was similar to the Hakai Fuyin. As now we see, as soon as the Shinigami's pact with Minato was done, unaware to Minato and the rest of the Konoha, we see the pact between a mother who was desperate to protect her child and the Goddess of Death. What is it that you wish for? Your life force is already fading, Kushina Uzumaki. It hasn't faded completely yet, and I know I have a right to make a deal with you. Have I not? Of course you have, said the Shinigami with a smile on her face. Good. I want my child to be protected. I know the people of Konoha will turn their backs on him the first chance they get. The hatred after this mess, it will be inevitable, and I don't want my child to suffer. Please, Shinigami-sama, I beg of you, in exchange of my soul, do something so that my child will be protected. Make him strong enough so that nobody could mess with him. Not even the strongest in the elemental nation could themselves. You're asking for a big favor, but I have a secret that I can reveal to you before I do anything. Or what is that? Said Kushina, because she was shocked after hearing that. Your child is already blessed. My sister Kami has blessed him with something that will help him in the future. You see, we have seen many child of prophecies rise and fall into darkness, and we won't allow the same mistake to happen here again. The soul that has been reincarnated again as your son. As Kushina's eyes widen. Again? Yes, Kushina. You see, you're not the only one we had a dealing with. We have other dimensions of you. Many different out there who are like you, trying to make a deal, but they were not so respectful. Since your child's soul is one of a brave warrior who have saved and rescued many different realities of Naruto and have passed away peacefully or in battle, we have given him a chance to ease up in life, and in this world he will be. As Shinigami then looks at him, sadly there are some things that are inevitable, like your two's death, and some of the enemies that he will face. But he will have an easy life. And to make sure, Kami has blessed him with the past memories and skills of his ancestors. As Kushina's eyes widen, so he will be strong and will be able to protect himself, right? In due time he will be. You don't need to worry about that. What I can do is form a pact with him. Pact? What sort of pact? You see, I kind of imprinted on him once I saw his soul and what kind of man he had become. Full of vigor, conviction, and passion. Something that I begin to like. And for that reason and that reason alone, I have chosen him as my mate. As Kushina's eyes widen, what? And for that reason alone, your two souls will be sent to heaven, to be turned into angels of Kami. And later on, when Naruto is able to realize that, and once he becomes mine, you'll be able to return back to his side. As Kushina was quite shocked when she heard this from Shinigami herself. But she was glad that she was able to hear it before her eyes closed. Now rest, mother. Leave everything to your daughter-in-law. With these words said, the Shinigami allowed Kushina and Minato's soul to rest, not taking any ounce of their soul as a part of the deal, and breaking the pact from her side, and left. But the QB was indeed sealed within Naruto. As now we go inside Naruto's mindscape, while the rest of the elemental nation was now finally at peace, and Konoha was finally cheering for its victory, which was suddenly started by Hiruzen Sarutobi. As now inside Naruto, we see that the QB was shocked to find that the mindscape was completely different. As before it could go to sleep, it saw a much more larger and complete form of itself standing in front of him, without the cage. How is this possible? Who are you? Said the QB with narrowed eyes, looking towards his impostor. I am not an impostor, as you are thinking. I am you, but from different realities altogether combined here. Call me Kurama Prime, because I am the combination and the output of all the Kuramas that this brat has gone out with. As now QB's name revealed to be Kurama was quite shocked to look at his prime self, which was combined with other Kuramas. How is this possible? How can you be here? Because, like, I am here. A soul is also present here from different realities, and that soul is the soul of this boy, the soul of my friend, all of our friends who have we combined in. Then why am I sealed here? Can't you see that they all are same? They all were. Not until we found out that Naruto was different. He's the boy that the father spoke of, and he himself will train this time around, alongside with Asura, our brother. As after hearing this, we see that Kurama was shocked at hearing Kurama Prime's words, as Kurama then said, But how is this possible? It is possible, my child. As we see, Hagoromo appeared with the soul of none other than Asura himself, and alongside him was the soul of Hashirama, which QB glared at. I too myself hate Hashirama for what he has done to all of us Bijus in each and every reality. But he is here because Father has brought him here. Isn't that right, Father? So you must be combined form of my other children from my other realities, right? Yes. Then have you told him why you are here already or not? No, he hasn't, said Kurama, as he looked between his father and Kurama Prime. What is going on here, Father? I need an explanation. As Kurama Prime has explained to you, son, this child is the child of prophecy, who has fulfilled the prophecy again and again and again in different realities, so that Kami has blessed him with a life that he always wanted, filled with love and respect. And to do that, we are brought here. He has been born with the abilities of ours, and to aid him, his companion, his best friend, has also been brought here, who has been with him since birth. You, Kurama, or your other alternative selves, combined together as Kurama Prime. So, me too have to become a part of him? No, Kurama. We will all become a part of you. Since this is your reality, we all think that this is necessary for us to do so. Our Naruto has merged with yours, so we will merge with you, becoming one with you. As Kurama was quite shocked, but he, looking at his father, who nodded and with closed eyes towards him, accepted this. As now we see, Kurama looking towards Kurama Prime then nodded, and both of them begin to merge. As suddenly Kurama's eyes closed shut. You will rest, my child, and when the time is right, you will wake up. As this all went down inside Naruto's mindscape, we see that Naruto's life was quite different from the canon one. As Hiruzen Sarutobi, it was inside the council chamber, while the council was trying their best to find out what to do with the child, since Hiruzen was trying his best to hide. And when Danzo went all out to try his best to either kill the child or take him towards his side, Hiruzen knew that he had to throw in the towel and tell them the truth. Fine, I'll reveal the truth of the origins of this child. He's not the Kyuubi no Yoko. He was born like any other child. But who's he was born from? Take a guess, Shikaku. He said, looking towards the most smartest man aside from him in the room. And you tell me. As the child opened his eyes slowly, he had blue eyes. And that is when Shikaku was able to deduce one thing. That's as Hiyashi Yuga then stood up and said, it can't be. It is Minato and Kushina's child. As everyone's eyes widened when Hiyashi was the one who was able to say this, as Fugaku then stood up and said, Is that right? But Minato and Kushina, both of them died. How would they use their own child? Think of it. Would they have asked for all of you, their friends, to hand one of your child for this responsibility? They couldn't have. So they had no other choice but to place this burden on their own single legacy. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. That is his name. And that will be kept a secret. But Hokage-sama, he is our hero. If it is like that, you couldn't have understand that, could you? If he was a no-name civilian, you were all ready to kill him. But we all thought, as Danzo-sama has deduced, those whisker marks, they are birthmarks. I washed myself, said Kakashi Hatake, who jumped down. Kakashi, what are you doing here? I'm sorry, Hokage-sama, I couldn't hold myself in. I was there when this happened and all went down. I was even asked by Sensei to hold on to Naruto while he prepared for the battle to rescue Kushina-san, when that masked person attacked by freeing the Kyuubi. Naruto still had those by birth. That all explains how that could have been possible, said Shikaku. Think about it, everyone. Kushina was the previous Jinchuriki and has used the Kyuubi's chakra again and again to save us all, even in the third great shinobi war. Has she not? As everyone agreed, as Danzo gritted his teeth because all and everything was slipping out of his hand, as he cursed Hiruzen for throwing in the towel for the first time and it working in his favor instead of Danzo's, as now we see. After that, everyone began to see Naruto in a new light instantly, seeing that how he was the true hero, the legacy of the one who sacrificed all and everything and saved them, giving them a chance. And they vowed that they will protect his legacy, even if it meant to keep everything from the dark, from the people and from the child itself. So Naruto was placed like any other Naruto in the other orphanage, as his life began there. Now the people of Konoha's curiosity got the better of them, so one of the civilian council member blurted it out that whose child he was, but was told and ordered by Hiruzen, who found out about this, that now that the whole village knew the child's heritage, which he was trying to hide, and declared it that it is punishable by death kind of treason if anyone reveals this to Naruto before his coming of age. So they all respected him and liked him like any other child, treating him normally, or so, well, everyone thought, because he was a child of a hero. Obviously he was loved by all and adored to no point, as many people would go there trying their best to adopt Naruto, which was becoming a headache in its own right, for both the orphanage Martridge as well as for Hiruzen. So once Naruto reached at the age of 5, being able to, well, talk and walk properly, he was placed in an apartment complex which was placed on the other side of Konoha, where the normal civilians usually didn't go that well, and that was a hangout spot for shinobis and konoichis alone. Naruto was given a one-room apartment complex there and was being guided how to take care of himself by the Anbus and some of the civilians. The civilians obviously were sad about this, but they knew that if it was the child of Minato-sama and Kushina-sama, then he could be able to tackle these kind of tasks on his own. As time went on, Naruto began to make many new bonds, such as bonds of with the villagers as well as his friends, which was Kiba and Izuka, and Shikamaru Nara as well as Choji Akamichi, three of his best friends that he grew up with, until he bumped into the Uchiha twins, which were Sasuke Uchiha and Satsuki Uchiha, his twin sisters who were born on the same day, as they were walking with their brother Itachi, who brought them to the, well, playground to play with other kids. Obviously, seeing that they were Uchihas, the civilians were quite afraid of them. After the QB attack, you see, there was a rumor going around that the Uchihas were the one behind this. Hiruzen has already debunked this, as Shikaku and Fugaku have worked together to prove Fugaku and his clan's innocence, because they knew that Fugaku and his clan was their ally and friend and has been a founding clan of Konoha. They could never have done this. And Danzo and some of the elders were trying their best alongside the civilians to bring them down, and that is why there was a little bit skirmish between the villagers and the Uchiha clan, and they were, well, not hateful but scared of the Uchihas and their cursed eyes. And because of that, both of the Uchiha siblings who were young was facing, well, cold treatment from Konoha, as they were left to fend for themselves. That was all until Naruto was the one to make the first move as he arrived there, bringing a hand forward of a friendship, and from there on onwards, a non-breakable bond was created, a bond between friends that will go on to change the fate of this world. As now we see, time began to pass by as the kids begin to grow up, and they enter the Shinobi Academy, the academy in which they will all learn to be an active shinobi and konoichi. As years begin to pass by, we see that Naruto was beginning his studies, and he was always acing it, as this was quite a concern for Hiruzen now, and many others, because nobody has ever taught Naruto how to do what he was able to do. For one instance, Naruto at the age of 10, while having a sparring match with his sensei, which was, well, necessary for each and every graduation class, Naruto was told to spar with him. And Sensei, obviously being a chunin, went quite light on Naruto, but Naruto was told to go all out. So he did. Naruto was able to trick a chunin into a defeat and almost using his full strength to the point that he was fearful of his life. As after that, we see that Naruto was stopped immediately, as Naruto apologized and bowed and told that it was a sequence in which he had to go all out and was instructed to do so, and that is what he did. And after that, he left. Then everyone was left stunned, as this was brought to the council, and when it did, everyone thought that Naruto was a genius prodigy, much more so than Minato and even Itachi. As now we see, Naruto was meditating at the Uchiha Garden, because that is where he usually went after, well, the academies, to hang out with both Sasuke and Satsuki, as well as soon after joined him were Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba as well. But since they also had to train now, they were busy with themselves. So Naruto, well, he tagged along with the Uchihas, which earned the Uchihas back a lot of favorability, so they were okay with him being there. And that also allowed Mikoto, who was the best friend of Kushina, to be with her godson as well. As now we see, Naruto was meditating as Itachi with his friend Shisui arrived there. What is the little kid doing over there? As Naruto was still meditating, as Itachi then said, "Oh, that's just Naruto. You can let him do what he wishes. He doesn't bother us. He just stays there and meditates until he's called by my Okasan for dinner." "Ah, I see. But is it really okay?" "Yes, it is." "Wait, isn't that Naruto, the one with the..." "Shh, keep it quiet, Shisui-san. I don't want any trouble for you. You know that, right?" Yeah, I get it, but still." "Wow, so that's him, huh? I heard another rumor recently from the Anbus that the kid was able to take down a Chunin, forcing him to almost use up his whole strength. Yes, I heard that too. Sasuke was there, and Hokage-sama has called for a council meeting about this as well, I heard. Turns out Naruto's a generational genius. So much that it has gotten even the elders scratching their head. Most of them are fearful of how strong the boy are. Some of the clans even are. What? Are you insane? Who will be? Such as the Ikumo clan and many other minor clans, not the major ones. But they are afraid of him. So you think they might try to pull something? Yes. Ukage-sama and some of the friends, fraction who think that Naruto as an ally, think so as well. So that is why it is okay for him to stay here. And safer as well. But is it really okay for not him to train actually protect himself just to meditate? Well, that I'm not so sure. But what I can say is that Naruto is strong. And he has been always able to do things that even baffled me without training properly. As now we see, Naruto was inside his mindscape, actually training with his senseis and friend. And for that, how did this happen? We have to go to a flashback. Flashback to all the way when he started to live on his own. We see that on the first night of his arrival to the apartment complex at the age of 5, Naruto had this dream where he was standing in front of a huge fox without any guarded gates. And there, the fox was just looking at him, as Naruto had his jaw dropped because he knew instantly who it was. So, you're the Nine Tails that attacked, are you not? Right? Yes, I am the same Nine Tails, kid, said the Kyuubi while showing its teeth, which were sharp like fangs, as Naruto gulped, as that is when a voice was heard, which was of Hashirama's. Now, calm down, Kurama. Don't try to scare up the kid. As Naruto's jaw dropped again, to find out that the first Hokage, one of the most badasses in the history of the shinobi world, was in front of him. But how is this possible? First Hokage-sama? Yes, about that. How about I explain that, Hashirama? Said none other than Hagoromo Otsutsuki, the sage of Sixth Path himself, as he arrived there with Ashura, his son. Ah, father, you're finally here. Explain everything to the brat. How about this? I show you everything, Naruto. Show me? Well, I was told to do this by Shinigami-sama, as the sage brought from his robes a black orb, which was dark. This is from Shinigami-sama, who is soon bound to be your mate, my boy. As Hashirama flinched, and so did Kyuubi when they heard this, but Naruto was quite confused. Is it that bad? No, you didn't do anything bad, Naruto. Not at all. Here. As the orb flew from Hagoromo's hand and went inside Naruto's chest, and immediately Naruto had visions of his other selves that have combined and become a part of his soul. And not only that, Naruto has his vivid image before his, supposed reincarnation, and merging with this Naruto that he was now in front of Shinigami, who proposed to him, and he, with a bright smile on his face, agreed to this. As now we see Naruto woke up, but not only with a blush on his face, but also with a shocked expression. Wait, I remember everything now. We saved a lot of worlds. Who am I? Or we? What am I even? You're you, Naruto. Just a combination of different yous combined together with the new you that merged here as one soul. And you are going to earn your well-deserved rest, but there are still some enemies out there that needs to be put down. Wait, if there are still Kaguya and the others to be put down, like the Akatsuki, then what does it even mean that I am going to have an easy life? We are here to train you and to give you our strength. And not did you forget about me, you brat? Oh, I'm glad to see you, Kurama. Wait, what happened to this world's Kyuubi then? I mean, I don't understand this, said Naruto, scratching his head, as the three of them chuckled. Now you see what we were talking about, said Kurama, looking towards Hashirama, as he was also quite shocked that Naruto was the embodiment of him, or even more annoying than him. Yeah, I get it. As after that, from then on, after making sure that Naruto realized that he was himself and not any other counterpart living this Naruto's life, and making sure that he didn't feel guilty about any of it, when he came to terms with it, we see that his training finally began. Naruto now mostly had the basics covered and also could use the Sage mode as well as the Baryon mode without any drawbacks. Since this was the prime Kurama of all Kuramas and this world's Kurama combined together, we see that now the Kurama was a Biju of its own right, like he was before, but 100,000 times much more stronger. Basically, an immortal being who couldn't die. He, for all he could care, would use Baryon mode for all eternity and still wouldn't run out of chakra. That's how far he was strong. And as for Hashirama and the others, they knew that Naruto is soon going to be a monster now, because of his infinity pool of chakra that he has from all other Narutos who have died either of old age or in war. And now, the ultimate hero will be created because of this child. A child who will be able to beat all of his previous enemies just with a blink of an eye. As all of this was going on, we see that Naruto has worked rigorously and tirelessly to train and again. As now we see, all the while this was going on back up in heaven, Shinigami was giggling while watching her mate grow with pride in her eyes. Her guardian knight, as both of her in-laws were there as well, meaning Kushina and Minato, who were quite happy with this but at the same time quite weird and freaked out by Shinigami and their infatuation with Naruto, because she had a full body-sized doll of Naruto and a whole room decorated with just his images that even made Kushina and Minato embarrassed. And she was also wearing a headband which was showing her dedication and love for Naruto. Shinigami-sama, I'm grateful that you allowed us to see our son, but are you sure you're okay? As Shinigami again squealed with delight. Of course I am. You don't need to worry about anything, Okasan. As now we see, there were many more clicks as images of Naruto were captured and placed on the already filled out walls again and again of his cute and obnoxious and quite weirded out and confused images, as Shinigami was having the time of her life. And her infatuation Naruto meter, as she called it, was being fulfilled for the time being. And Minato could have sworn he also saw the goddess of that drooling over his son, which was truly creepy in his right. As now we see Yami and Shinigami arrive there, comforting both Minato and Kushina. You don't need to worry about that. She has always been like that. Just accept it. Your child's fate is already sealed. He has a yandere slash, well, obsessive goddess after him, and there is no way in hell, I mean, she's the owner of the hell, basically, that she's gonna let him escape. Ah, my poor boy. What kind of fate did I assign him to? Said Minato and Kushina. It was bound to happen. She has become a die-hard fan of your son from all the other, well, realities of him. And now she has finally had a chance to have Naruto as her own. She's not gonna allow that to slip away. Yeah, sorry about that. That was the only way we could have stopped her from literally destroying all the enemies that ever hurted Naruto, because that would have disrupted the timeline, or destroyed it altogether. As both of them flinched and shivered after hearing that, and even Kami and Yami did. As Shinigami continued her gleeful squealing like a schoolgirl who was, well, seeing her favorite idol. As now back in this world we go back to the present and see that Naruto was continuously meditating. But in reality he was training, and after being training we see that Naruto was thinking for a bit, as Kurama then said, "What are you thinking about, Naruto?" As the others were also interested. "I'm thinking about Shinigami-sama. I mean, what kind of woman she is." Ho ho, so you're finally interested in women, huh? I see. As we see, Ashura was the one who did this, as he was slapped on the neck by his father. "Don't you dare do perverted stuff here, Ashura. For that you have a sensei, Naruto, and you better learn from him." But aren't you guys my sensei? Oh, by that I mean you will meet him, Jiraiya. Wait, you mean him, the pervert? As Hashirama's face was covered immediately. What? Who? Pervert? No, not pervert, Naruto. He's the legendary Sanin, Jiraiya. He will meet you soon, after you begin your shinobi career. And soon after that, you'll be trained under him to become a legendary shinobi. And he is also a master of the arts of wooing the women, and you'll be able to learn from him. As now we see, after that Naruto and both Kurama looked at him with a deadpan face. "I'm serious." "Even you, Kurama, I am serious." "Seriously, father? You could have just told him to read some porn magazines, that would have been best, rather than him going to that perverted bastard." "So he is a pervert, isn't he?" Ah, of course he's a pervert, Naruto. For God's sake, just go with it, okay? Okay, I guess, said Naruto, as now we see he was brought out of his mindscape, and in front of him was none other than Satsuki Uchiha. As now we see, Naruto was quite stunned to see her coming face to face in front of him. Seriously, you idiot. How long are you going to stay here? Look at the clouds. It's already nighttime and it's getting cloudy as well. It's gonna rain soon. You better come inside. Kachan is getting worried about you. And we are already waiting for you for a long time. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Satsuki-chan. As now we see, Satsuki brought him inside. As Naruto began to eat his dinner alongside the rest of them after greeting them, we see that Naruto wondered and talked to his inner selves. Hey, Seijo-ji-san, what is it, Naruto? I know that I have lived in multiple realities of myself, but in all of them I have never met with Satsuki. I am only aware of seeing Sasuke, right? Yes. While you contained the sun seal, he contained the moon to seal away my mother. Both of you had my half and half chakra. Then what about Satsuki? Why is she here? Every reality is different in some respects, Naruto. I guess this is a little bit different. As now we see, after that, the night came as Naruto was told to stay by, well, Mikoto, but Naruto anyways went back to his home apartment. As now we go towards the room inside the Uchiha clan head residence, which was, well, belonging to none other than Satsuki Uchiha. As she was standing in front of a mirror, her eyes turned completely white from the iris's side, as they had white flames in them, dancing like the flames of death from the death goddess. Turns out the death goddess herself, since they were bound by the laws of not including themselves, well, bringing themselves to the human world, had to abide by it. So she kind of reincarnated a part of herself, mainly most of her soul with a lot of her power, to be with Naruto. And in this way, she could live out the fantasy while Naruto was alive there. And once he dies alongside with her other half, she will become a whole again. And her children alongside with her husband-to-be, who is going to be Naruto, will be brought back into heaven to be with her for all eternity. And this was her grand plan. As now we see Satsuki smirking in the mirror. Everything is going according to my plan. Ah, just you wait, my beloved. Soon you'll be mine and mine alone. As now we have a time skip. Time skip to 13 years later after the QB attack. Today was the graduation day, and Naruto has aced each and every test with flying colors. And not a single shinobi kid has failed the academy. And Iruka was quite proud of his whole class, as Mizuki's plan has terribly failed, who was looking quite disappointed and sad since not a single student has failed. Turns out Naruto was quite popular and has even helped out the civilians to become at least Genin, and have warned them as well, so that the life of shinobi is quite dangerous and they could die out any moment of the day if they are not careful. Those who got scared left before the test, and those who were willingly able to do this went ahead and took pointers from Naruto, and now they passed. The teams were announced. Naruto was placed in Team 7. Instead of Sakura, the only difference was this time around that Satsuki was placed there. This is quite different. Naruto spoke to Kurama in his mindscape. Yes, usually the pink-haired banshee would have been in her place. But why is that Satsuki girl here? Anyways, she's kind of nice and is my friend. She has a crush on you, said Ashura, as Naruto was quite worried about that. Seriously? But is it okay? I mean, you said so yourself. The Shinigami might get pissed. I mean, she told me is... No, don't you dare say that, Brad. You want to get me killed after... But aren't you already dead? Said Ashura, as Hashirama then sulked again, because he realized that he was already dead, and he would have been doomed if not dead if he was called back by Shinigami for revealing too much. Yeah, I guess it could have been worse. Anyway, kid, just drop it, okay? Okay, just enjoy your life, Naruto. Do whatever you seem fit. Leave Shinigami to us. We'll worry about that later. Seriously? It is in the end your choice, Naruto. I see. As now we see, while the others left, Kurama then spoke telepathically to Naruto, because both of them have shared bonds for more than enough times. Just believe in yourself, kid. Whatever you do, just believe in yourself, and go with your heart, like you always have. Thanks, Kurama. I knew you'll be the only one to give me any sort of nice advice. Always, Naruto, always. As now we see, the Team 7 began their journey under Kakashi Hatake. Naruto was obviously quite happy that this time around Sasuke and his whole clan was alive. And not only that, many things have changed. His life have been a paradise from all the others that he has lived out through. And he knew that his enemies soon were about to appear. The first test came when well, Thousand appeared. Naruto immediately knew what he had to do, so he sent out his clones to take out the demon brothers and cut out a deal with both of the Zabuza and Haku. And both of them were quite surprised when Naruto cut them off a deal and told them that Gato will betray them, and even showed them his memories, proving that he was telling the truth. Thanks to the power of Sei that this was possible, and both of them quite hesitantly believed him so, since Gato was a scum, the lowest of the low, and this kid was telling them something like this out of the kindness of his heart. Now that was something hard to believe by. And in the end, trusting his guts, both Zabuza and Haku withdrew as well, leaving the land of waves as it is. Now all Naruto had to do was wait for Gato to attack. He still was confronted with Inari, but instead of leaving angrily this time around, since he knew Haku wouldn't meet him, he remained there and comforted Inari, who let it all out on Naruto's shoulder, because he was in reality not mocking them, just worried about them. As now we see, as days turned into a week, finally Gato struck, while the bridge was close to completion. And as soon as it did, Naruto sent out many clones, mixing up in the men of Gato, taking them from within, tearing them apart, and soon Gato too was executed by one of his own goons, who then executed himself. As after that we see, Naruto smirked and looked also shocked. As Kuramada said, that was quite dark, kid. Well, some sacrifices have to be made, Kurama. And that bastard, he deserved to die. That is correct. Even if Naruto hasn't tainted his own hands, the blood still has a way around to find the one who is the one responsible to this. I get it. And that is the amount of blood that I'm willing to spill for all his sake. This world has been a haven to me, and to many of the people that I have loved. I'd rather have blood on my hands to allow anything to happen or befall on them. So you're gonna do the same with the Akatsuki? I know who are redeemable and who are not. I will save those. Some of them, at least. Those who I regret not being able to save in any of the timelines. I see where you're going with this, kid. As now we see, Naruto and the others returned back to Konoha, and his next job was to make sure that his Gigi, Hiruzen Sarutobi, survived the Konoha crush. And when the time came, after the Chunin exams, when the final finale was about to begin, we see that Orochimaru did attack, but this time around Naruto intervened immediately, and using the smoke bomb took Orochimaru away. As after taking him away, Naruto revealed everything to him about his future, the 4th grade shinobi war, and him turning good for the first time and having many regrets before his death, and seeing his son grow, Mitsuki. As Orochimaru shedded a tear for once, the cold-hearted snake was able to shed a tear in front of Naruto. I can't believe this. Is this a genjutsu of some sort or something? It is not a genjutsu. It is your reality, Orochimaru. I am rather saving you from all the regrets that you will create for yourself. After this, it is your decision. But depending upon your decision, I also might have to make a tough choice. I'm not that stupid. Now I realize that I don't have just my own self to take care of. The village that I created for my revenge? Seeing how I turned myself into a leader, I'm gonna start acting like now. And thank you for showing me something that allows me to know that living self in itself is worthwhile. For once. As after that, Orochimaru left with a new goal in his mind, to create a home and haven for all those who have been rejected by the societies like himself. As after the Konoha crush was stopped by Naruto, to his satisfaction, we see that everyone was quite happy, and he rescued Gaara and the others as well, making sure that they were able to avoid Konoha's securities, who were also cornering Suna, who has betrayed them, and were able to escape. And thanks to that, Suna returned the favor of aligning the alliance with them. And after that, Naruto knew, thanks to Kurama and his memories, that he needed to become strong for the next enemy that was about to come. So soon after that, Naruto left on a training journey trip with Jiraiya, who wanted him to become the Chief Toad. Since Naruto could already use the Sage Mode without their help, he knew that he had to act out this. After all, these were the most memorable years for Naruto. As now we see, 3 years went by, and these 3 years were hell for Satsuki, who was the reincarnation of Shinigami, her other half soul, as she was literally turning herself into the Ice Queen of Konoha. They called her the Crimson Ice Queen because of her crimson eyes, the most deadliest Konoichi out there. She was able to rise her rank all the way from getting in the Chunin exams up to the Jonin of no other caliber, to the point where they were considering her to be made the first ever Uchiha and a Konoichi Hokage in the whole elemental nation. As now we see, Naruto returned 3 years later. He was much more stronger than ever. So much so that he was able to take care of all 5 Kage's 9 Bijus combined, just on his own, with all the strength that he has been able to achieve thanks to the Sage, Ashura, as well as Hashirama. He could use all of their jutsus and attacks, but he'd rather avoid using them and save them for proper use. He was much more mature than he was in his previous reincarnations, thanks to their knowledge. As now we see, Naruto arrived back, only to find that Satsuki was actually the 5th Hokage as Hiruzen stepped down. As Naruto's jaw dropped. Wasn't his Bachan supposed to be Hokage? Oh yeah, that was right. Since he changed the future, Tsunade was never brought back, since Hiruzen-sama never died, so that is why she wasn't there. But Naruto knew that he had to bring her back. So, to bring her back for an excuse that the village needs her back, Naruto went on a journey and made the same bet with her, and even was able to defeat her. But this time, with the help of another trick of Talk no Jutsu, Naruto was able to bring her to his side once more. And once back, Tsunade went ahead and became the director of the Health and Care Ministry of Konoha. And so, Naruto was happy that all cards were lining up. But he was also getting worried, since the Akatsuki were also acting up. He was worried about Gaara and didn't want Granny Chiho to die this time around. So, he, in the middle of the night, left the village, with a note that he will be back, with a victory mark. As Satsuki, who was finally able to get her her friend back, was quite saddened and enraged, and even sent out a whole Anbu squadron to bring him back. And she wanted to go out there to hunt, bring him back on her own, but she couldn't because she was the Hokage. As now we see, Naruto was stopped at the gates of Suna by his own sensei and his team. Seriously, Naruto, just after you turn, you're causing trouble to all of us. You know that Hokage-sama is getting worried, right? Oh, damn it, Satsuki, not again. What does she want now? Seriously, running off like this with this letter? What do you expect? Anyone would have been pissed, Naruto. You just returned. Have you forgotten? Yeah, I had this vision that the Front Tails might be in danger and Gaara might be in danger, so I came here to see if it was true or not. You could have told and informed us, Naruto. I didn't have enough time. Look, something is going on over there. As everyone did, as they were hiding themselves, to find that Gaara was in reality in danger as he was fighting a huge bird made out of clay. Immediately realizing this, Naruto then said, "We have to help them." Alright, Naruto. As Naruto immediately disappeared using the Harashin and appeared there with the Odama Rasengan that he slammed on top of the bird, causing it to destroy immediately, killing none other than the bird's creator himself. As now we see that once the blonde bomber died, Naruto jumped down and was, looking at a stunned Gaara right now. Heh. Well, that takes care of it, doesn't it, Gaara? Naruto. Is that you? Of course, my friend, it is me. Who else do you expect to come by like this? I'm quite happy to see that you became a Kazekage, Gaara. Obviously. It was bound to happen. You found your goal, and I found mine thanks to you. I am grateful again, my friend, said Gaara, moving a hand forward, as Naruto with a toothy grin shook that hand. And that is when we see a hand appear from behind him in a mysterious, darkly covered shadow with a red eye. That was none other than Satsuki herself. Naruto, how dare you leave just after you arrived? You damn baka! As with a single slap from her, Naruto was sent flying in the air. As Naruto, with tears in his eyes, then asked one question: why in the hell am I always getting slapped in each and every reality I live in by the women who like me? As now we see, Kurama and everyone else chuckled and laughed at this, at the misery of the poor boy, and said, "You kind of deserve that, you idiot. You left her without telling her anything." As now we see, right after Naruto was recovered, his, face was kind of swollen because Satsuki really hit him hard, as now she was hugging him currently and crying in his chest. Why? Because she was apologetic that she hurted him because of his own sake. It's fine, Satsuki-chan. I know it hurts, but yeah, I guess I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry as well, Naruto. It's just that I like you too, Satsuki. I know that you hate me now. I'm so sorry. Satsuki began to cry, but that is when she stopped. Wait, you like me? Yes, I do. Would you go out with me? Said Naruto, as Satsuki was the first one to this time pass out. As Naruto was quite shocked, and so was everyone else, as that is when we see Kakashi chuckle. Well, the Crimson Ice Queen was finally defeated, but not without lifting a single finger. You don't even know, Naruto, what you hold. You hold the heart of the Crimson Red Princess of Konoha. And don't you dare break it, because a lot of bones will be breaking right after that. Not only yours, but ours as well. Thank God, they're finally together now. As now we see, once Naruto returned back, the Akatsuki were quite shocked to find out that, due to the interference of Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, they didn't get the One-Tails. So they tried it again, but Naruto was able, due to his extreme senses, was able to sense where they were, and was able to subdue them immediately. So the Akatsuki were the ones this time around losing their men fast one after the other, and they were getting annoyed by this. So their leader, Pain, decided that it was time that they went and punished Konoha. As soon as he launched his attack, Almighty Push, he was the one who was getting pushed back, and Konoha didn't even move an inch. His eyes widened as Naruto appeared and kicked him to the ground, and revealed everything to his true self, which was hidden far away alongside with Konan. After showing the two of them the truth, they were shocked. How do you... Trust me, I went with this guilt more than 1,000 times. I just don't want you two to die out like this. Please, there's one more soul I need to save from corruption, and who might that be? As Naruto was now in front face to face with the masked person, Obito. So you do know who I am, but that doesn't change the fact that how do you know all of this? I've lived through this again and again more than 1,000 times. Zetsu is the will of Kage or Tsuzuki. It was never yours or Madara's will. Both of you are being corrupted and controlled by him. It doesn't matter. What? What do you mean? In the urn, the world should burn. The Obito I know wouldn't have done that. He again and again sacrificed himself so that we could fulfill his dream. Lies! I would never do that. You have. There is still Obito inside of you, the same kid that wanted to be a Hokage, the same one that would have done anything for his friends, even laid down his life like you did protecting Kakashi. Stop fighting it with arrogance and denial. You have been corrupted by Zetsu for far too long. As Obito finally broke down, as Naruto revealed the whole truth to him, and to his surprise, he was shocked that it was indeed correct what Naruto said. What are we gonna do about Zetsu then, Naruto? He will get suspicious. Obito is right, Naruto, said Nagato. Obito will get suspicious since you leave us alive and all that. So all we have to do is just disappear for the time being? Uzushio-gakure, remember? That place is not being used for anything. Just go there or Orochimaru's village. You can hide there. I know where to find Zetsu. I will take him down. Naruto? As Naruto was about to leave, he stopped looking behind the three of them. Thank you for trusting us and telling us everything. Always. Thank you for trusting me in again and again. I vowed that I would be able to save you if I could remember. And I'm glad that this time I did. And with that, both of them parted, with a smile on their faces, and one more promise, and that was to stop Zetsu. Naruto obviously was able to track him down and defeat him without anyone noticing, becoming the silent hero this time. But Naruto was really glad that he was able to do so. But that wasn't the end of it all. even if there was no enemy left, the war was still going to happen since it was a canon event. And so, due to the arrogance of Iwa and Kumo combining their hands together and forcing Kiri, the three of them banded together to attack Konoha and Suna. And this time around, since Satsuki was in charge, she was ready to go all out, own war, own them. She has been given a new title, the Shinigami Konoichi of Konoha. And she being called the Shinigami herself was quite ironic, since she was kind of her soul. She was kind of good with her blade, and literally whoever met her, except for Naruto and her friends and, well, her allies, never survived. Hence the name Shinigami Maiden. As Naruto was the one who interfered, and with his famous ever jutsu known as Talk no Jutsu, stopped all of this war and brought even the enemies to tears. Just with this dialogue, you're like me. Even if in this timeline, Naruto forgot that he was different from the others. So, in the end, Naruto was able to bring peace to the whole elemental nation. But he wasn't able to bring peace to himself because he, soon after that, was wedded to Satsuki Uchiha, who was kind of in a hurry. And soon after that, by the age he reached 20, Satsuki wouldn't allow him to leave the bed because they already had 8 children and she was going to aim for more than that. And so, this is how our story of Naruto comes to an end. As I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, don't worry, another story will be coming on Apollo Uchiha soon. So yeah, after watching this completely, I highly recommend check that out as well. Anyways, this is it for the timing for Mayta What Ifs, and peace.